What is happening, my friends? Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show, your go to spot for sharp insights, bold opinions, and unfiltered takes on the biggest stories of the day, whether it's politics, sports, pop culture, or the latest buzz. Look, we're diving deep and keeping it real. We always keep it real. So kick back, stay informed, and get ready to join the conversation. I'm trying to adjust my mic here. There we go. I think it's a little better. Look, my friends, on today's show, we're going to be discussing a lot of stuff in the beginning stages of a new presidential term for uh Donald J. Trump. All right. He was the 45th president elect, and now he is the 47th president elect. Recently I had a sit down convo with my good friend Conrad Shezventer, a host of Shez Who, the political YouTube show. He's no stranger to this program as well. We aired it live on Inauguration Day as well as MLK Day. And we were just, discussing things like, how do we get here? What is going to be next? What can we expect for the next 4 years, right? What's the predictions? And so a lot of stuff has occurred, which I'll share that with you within this next hour, and some other things outside of politics, but really politics is going to be the theme primarily on this show today. As always, my friends, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to for tuning in to the show. You can do so many other things with your precious time, but the fact that you take the time out of your day, your schedule, to just take 1 hour of your time to tune in to the Arrington Gavin Show. We are growing each and every day. We continue to build with the subscriptions. We're getting more creative with our content. We are grassroots, and with the help of you all, you can continue to get us to that. Continue to build up to the masses. We are very fortunate to very fortunate uh to have an audience, not just via our YouTube audience, but Rumble as well. So those are the streaming platforms you can actually tune into the show. We drop new episodes Monday through Fridays. So you can watch us on our YouTube channel or our Rumble channel at the Arrington Gavin Show, or you can listen to us wherever you get your podcast, whether that's iHeart, Apple, Odyssey, uh, uh, what else? Spotify, you name it. You can tune into the Arrington Gavin Show and our radio affiliate, WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk out of the Dallas, Georgia area. That's right. Metro Atlanta, I guess. So we drop new episodes same days, Monday through Fridays at 11 p.m. All right, at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as well as online at wdjyfm.com. So multiple ways, my friends, multiple ways you can tune in to the platform. What else do we got going on? What else we got going on? I think that was, I always try to make sure I don't forget anything in the intro portion of the show. So I'm just making sure we got everything going. I think that was, so look, as I mentioned today, on today's schedule, it's going to be primarily politics, like every episode. I mean, don't judge me. We're going to talk about that. If we have some time, I'll also share more in regards to this potential TikTok ban. So before we talked about a ban that was going to be starting, I think on the 19th, or that had started on the 19th of it had started on the 19th of January, and then literally like a day or two later, it was working back like nothing. And so we're like, okay, what's up? What's the deal? What's going on here? So we'll try and dissect a little more about that. Um, and yeah, we'll get it going from there. Before I move forward, I always have to acknowledge some of our proud supporters of the Arrington Gavin Show, like our friends over at Priority Ford. That's right, my friends over at Priority Ford. If you want to grab yourself a great vehicle, I highly recommend checking out Priority Ford. Fellas, ladies who are tuning in at the moment, look, this one is for you. Looking for the best deals on Ford vehicles in Norfolk primarily. At Priority Ford, they make your car buying experience smooth, easy, and exciting. From powerful trucks like the Ford F 150 to versatile SUVs like the Ford Explorer, they've got the perfect ride for your lifestyle. And with Priority for Life, you get complimentary oil changes, state inspections, and more for as long as you own your vehicle. Plus, they have financing options to fit your every budget. So why wait? Visit Priority Ford on Military Highway in Norfolk, or you can check them out online at priorityford.com. That's right, priorityford.com. Your dream car is waiting. That's right, Priority Ford, where you always come first. We want to thank Priority Ford for being a proud supporter of the Arrington Gavin Show. I myself am a member of the Ford family. I'm having great times with it. I'm new to the American driving American made cars too. So again, I went from foreign to American, and I have no complaints with Priority Ford. So shout out to my friend James Church over there, him and his team at Priority Ford. I mean, they really take good care of you. So again, we want to thank them for being a proud supporter of the Arrington Gavin Show. All right, my friends, look, don't go anywhere. We're going to head to a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll have more here on the Arrington Gavin Show. Be right back. Don't go anywhere.
You know, just like a winning team evolves throughout the season, so does your beard. I'm Arrington Gavin, proud CEO of Rugged Evolution Beard Care. With our premium oils, balms, and grooming tools, it's everything you need to level up your beard game. Whether you're a seasoned pro or a rookie, Rugged Evolution is the new smooth. Order now and dominate the beard game like never before. Rugged Evolution Beard Care, because every beard deserves to be legendary.
All right, my friends, welcome back to the Arrington Gavin Show. Welcome back. Welcome back. I am your guy, your homie, Arrington Gavin. Be sure to follow me on Instagram at the Arrington Gavin Show, as well as on X at the Arrington Gavin Show, Blue Sky. Guess what? At the Arrington Gavin Show. And also check us out on our Substack. I truly appreciate it. And yeah, we're going to get it going. Get it going from there. So as always, we like to have a quick fun fact before we get going in the meat and potatoes in the show. I'm just pulling up my notes here so that I'm not all around the place for you guys, because I always love to give you good crisp content. You know what I mean? I always love to give you good crisp content. Where is the piece that I wanted to show you after I see if I can find that? Where you at? Is that it? Well, anyways. Oh, there we go. That's what I wanted. Alrighty. So on today's fun fact, did you know that the smallest bone in your body is in your ear? The smallest bone in your body is in your ear. The stapes, STAPES, the stapes is the smallest bone in the human body and is located in the middle ear. It's also known as the stirrup. Okay, it's also known as the stirrup. The stapes is one of the three bones. It's one of the three bones in the middle ear called I cannot pronounce that word. isosceles. There we go. Isosceles. The other two are the malleolus and the insus. Okay, sound waves travel through the ear canal and vibrate. All right, I'm not gonna read all that, but hey, that's your fun fact. So you're welcome. You learn something new every day, thanks to the Arrington Gavin Show. Let me get it going first with a story that I thought was pretty cool that I've been I've been bringing it up in past shows, but just never had the time to share it with you all. Uh, the Ball brothers, right? I think it's LiAngelo, LaMelo, Lonzo, and then their dad, LaVar. They rose to fame due to their father, I think, because he was the epitome of a sports parent, somebody that did all the speaking and bragging about their kids, and it to the point it got really annoying. But you know what? You can't be mad at him because he made a name for himself, but not just himself, but for his kids, and all of his kids played professional basketball. Two of them was drafted and is still playing in the NBA. The youngest, I believe, is LaMelo. LaMelo is the probably more favorable basketball player. He's been with the same team since the same team that drafted him. Lonzo had went from I think one to two teams, if I'm mistaken. Um, then you have the son who played mostly overseas. He, was in the developmental league for a minute, and then really his career was kind of on the back burner. There was a clip that I shared with you all when the two older brothers was on. I believe it was Angel. What's that girl's name? Oh, I don't want to say Angelique. I was about to say Angela Rye. The girl that WNBA. Lord have mercy. Damn, Arrington. I can't believe I'm forgetting this girl's name. Hold up. Having a brain fart. Having a brain fart. Played for LSU. She plays for Chicago squad right now. Angela Reese. Who? Angel Reese. There we go. Angel Reese. Angel Reese has a podcast and she had the two brothers on. And fast forward, the older brother said, I think you will be successful in the overseas route. It might, it's just you've had too many opportunities in the NBA. If you can't succeed in the developmental league, then I think, let's be realistic here. Just pursue, and you can still have a great career overseas, and you're still playing the sport that you love. So, I know that was kind of embarrassing and not the stuff, he wanted to hear from his older brother, but he was telling the truth. So recently, LiAngelo had welcomed a child with Love and Hip Hop star, I believe. She goes by Miss Nikki Baby, and huge age difference, by the way. They welcomed a child. She has money. He's not broke, right? But still to the point where, okay, what avenue am I going to lead to? If basketball is not there for me, where am I going to go? So it turned out that the man happens to be a good, a great musician, rapper. That is, it was a clip showing him rapping a song, and it really it hit, and to the point where he performed it, I believe, at a halftime. It was a halftime performance at a Detroit Lions game. So I'm like, oh snap, this man really knows a little thing or two. And to add to that, he also recently signed a $13 million contract with Def Jam and Universal Music Group. His label, Born to Ball Music Group, says he retains full ownership of all his music and record label. Jello is, I believe, his entertainment name. In that $13 million contract, he has $8 million guaranteed. He couldn't receive a contract like that playing overseas. I'll be flat honest. He could not receive money like that overseas. So I bring this up because I'm like, hey, look, he finally found his calling. He finally found his calling, and I mean, I'm happy for him. Now, this is the famous Ball brother that also stole, like, I think, a pair of shades in China, or when he was overseas, maybe playing college. It was something stupid, and it was to the point where this was under the Trump administration, and they worked out a deal to get him back home, because at first the kid was scared, because he's like, oh shoot, I don't want to be stuck in this prison over here. I need to go back home. I'm not from here. But you know what? It was stupid to do in the first place when you had the funds to buy money instead of stealing it. I mean, everybody always trying to be extra, so I guess he probably raps about that in his music. Because I feel like every rapper always got to rap about that hard life, doing some time or something like that. Um, so yeah, he is finding his new calling. Um, his hit song is called Tweaker. All right, not twerker, but tweaker. And we'll see where the we'll see how far this goes. Um, I personally think that this is a great uh way for him to keep his name in the public, make a name for himself, and not kind of follow behind his brothers. And so I think this is a really great way to say, hey, look, we might be good at basketball too, but guess what? I'm more than that. And see, music industry can really, especially hip hop. Hip hop is one of the top grossing genres in the world, not the United States, but in the world. Right? We have pop, we have hip hop, and we have country. I would say hip hop might be topping over slightly over pop. I could be wrong, but hip hop really is a money generating business, and it's big. So for him to, again, 8 million up front, 13 million, this is the biggest contract he's ever received. So kudos to Jello, LiAngelo, but Jello for securing that deal, for having full ownership. See, all this stuff is what he learned from his dad, because that's one thing. As annoying as his dad was a very smart businessman. He was big when it came to selling a brand. Everything at that time was ball this, ball that. The shoes alone was so crazy expensive. During the draft nights when his first son got drafted, wearing ball BB, yeah, BBB, Ball Brother brand apparel, ties, suits, lapel, you name it. The inseam was Ball Brothers. Everything was Ball. Okay, so I really think that this is a big deal for them, and I hope that it continues to succeed. I hope that you know I hope he doesn't live too hard in that music life. I hope that he has, which I know he has, great parents that's always good in it, and a family that's always going to be behind his back and supporting him and stuff. So just felt like sharing that here on the program. Let me digress from that. Moving on, I've also mentioned a popular music video show potentially might be having a comeback. That's right, my friends. The show 106 and Park. 106 and Park is making a comeback. Okay, let me go ahead and pull up this graphic for you so I can make it show a visual for those who are watching. 106 and Park was aired on BET. It was one of the longest running shows and most popular shows. I remember as a kid I was looking forward to 106 and Park. That's how I found out about, okay, what's some of the new hit songs that I need to check out. And this is reported by Vibe. It says here that BT to revamp 106 and Park ahead of the show's 25-year anniversary. BT is currently working on a reboot of 106 and Park, the popular music video countdown series that once stood as a cornerstone on the network's programming throughout the 2000s. During an appearance on the Breakfast Club morning show, BET's president and CEO, Scott Mills, touched on the show's enduring legacy and the network's plans to bring back 106 in Park uh um albeit package for the online and digital age. First and foremost, I just want to say towards the end of 106 in Park, they were doing too much because if you are watching this right now, I have some of their memorable hosts. This right here is Terrence J and Roxy. That was my era. When I started watching it, they both were the host of that show. Terrence J now still hosting. He does a lot of the BET Awards, red carpet. He then went on to act in movies. The popular one that he was really known for was the uh Act Like a Man, Think Like a Woman, Act Like a Woman, Think Like a Man. There we go. Act Like a Woman, Think Like a Man. One and two. I know he did some appearances on The Game. He did some other appearances in other films. Roxy, she went on to becoming a correspondent. I want to say with uh Entertainment Tonight. Then she's currently a correspondent on Good Morning America and then with ABC. And she also co-hosts a podcast, Tubi's first original podcast series alongside with Coach Deion Sanders, Prime Time. And so careers has flourished after that. Let me see some other that's just some of the folks that used to appear on the show. So I went kind of fast. That one is Queen Latifah. After that, you see Denzel Washington sitting next to Jay-Z. You have AJ Calloway and oh Lord, and why am I drawing a blank on her name? Um what was her name? Come on, help me out, folks. Help me out. Um AJ Calloway and Free. They now I think they both were the original. They were the original hosts. AJ Calloway, he went on to be a host, I think, on one of the entertainment shows. I don't know if it was Extra or ET. Then he kind of went silent after allegations. This was around the Me Too movement. Free, I really haven't seen her do anything since 106 in Park, but when you do catch public appearances, everybody goes wild because they were very respected. This show was big. Not only did was it, it was a music video countdown show, but you also got to interview you got to interview the performers, you got to interview the artists, but you also got to interview celebrities in the movie world. If they're promoting the film, they'll come on that. So they had like that sit down talk show vibe as well as music video. All right. So it was really, really, really cool seeing that. And it was the crowd was predominantly young people that looked forward to it. They even did a spinoff. I'll never forget. They did 106 in gospel that lasted maybe like a season or two. Don't quote me on who the hosts were, but that one was the difference between that. Instead of doing more, secular music, it was gospel music. Great concept. And I think it was a dope idea. I wish it would have lasted longer. Once Terrence J and Roxy left, Bow Wow became a co-host. And then there was like three other folks alongside Bow Wow. Bow was kind of at the rim. To me, that's when it got a little funky because you can't go from just a typical man and woman, two co-hosts, to two women, two guys. It was weird. It was a weird concept from there. This show actually debuted in 2000, September 11th of 2000. 106 in Park remained on air until 2014 and ran for a total of 3,710 episodes. R&B star Chloe Bailey, who was a guest host on The Breakfast Club during Mill's visit, touched on 106 in Park's impact and influence. I quote, she says, "For me, I grew up loving 106 in Park. I think I can speak for everyone of my generation. That was the show for me to be inspired, to get excited, and that was it. I'd run home from school, and that's what I would put on. So I was used to seeing people who looked like me, who were succeeding in a field that I wanted to succeed in one day. So BET has always had a special place in my heart." And to add on to what Chloe Bailey's saying, y'all, for young people like myself, that was our Soul Train. You know what I mean? Back in the day, Soul Train was the show where people would obviously, you had amazing dancers there, but you also incorporated music and artists. It was a platform where it's like, okay, if you made it to this stage, you made it. And that's how 106 in Park was for our generation, for our young people. Say, if I'm wrong, please leave a comment. If I'm right, please leave a comment too. 106 in Park was that show. Uh so I'm excited. I'm looking forward to this. I think this would be a good brand push for BET, because BET, a lot of their shows are quite good. Don't get me wrong; they have a lot of great drama shows. I've been kind of on the fence lately with their BET awards, and and so and so that right there was the reason why is because I feel like they're focusing on one brand and one genre and not the variety. Like BET stands for Black Entertainment Television. It shows the versatility of entertainment that is in um BET. You know what I mean? Like that is in the black community. We are a very accomplished, very talented uh community. We're not only just hip hop artists. We're country artists. We're R&B artists. We're gospel artists. We're punk rock, heavy metal. We're musicians. We're comedians. We're actors, actresses, philanthropists. Um, what I mean, we're so many other things. Radio personnel, podcasters, talk show hosts. We are so much, and then of course, don't get me started in like on the executive space in the corporate world. But as far as entertainment is concerned, we are so much. And for me, I haven't seen so much of that in the BET Awards show. It's like you literally go from BET Awards to the Hip Hop Awards, but I'm like, what's the difference? They both are hip hop dominant. I get it. We have a lot of great hip hop artists, but we can expand it a little more, a little much better, in my opinion. Um, my friends, let me take a quick commercial break. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, we'll have more here on the Arrington Gavin Show. Don't go anywhere. What is happening, family? Welcome back. Welcome back to the Arrington Gavin Show. Next up on our timeline of stuff, I want to talk about these. I want to talk about my. I'm literally multitasking right now because I'm texting my wife at the same time I'm talking with you. So bear with me. Let's see here. Let's see here. Yes, I want to talk about these Trump pardons. So recently we witnessed having the first not the first, but we brought in a new administration, someone that is familiar with the to the White House in Donald J. Trump. He was the 45th president. Now he is the 47th president. Um, let me tell you something. This is one of the most complicated individuals, not even complicated, just he's a piece of work. And to try and show some highlights of it, I've tossed up the actually let me I'll start off with these pardons because I'm gonna fast forward, then I'm gonna come back. So he recently started with so many executive orders when it came to, you know, chopping down on the border crisis issue. He also mentioned about putting an end to DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion. I know there's stories right now circulating where he is already going to be putting an end for federal in the federal government. DEI workers are put on leave, most likely because it's going to be let go because they're entering the program. There's another one that there will be only two genders, okay, man and woman, male and female. So for the folks, for our listeners and our brothers and sisters in the LGBTQIA plus community, that is gonna be, which it was too expected, but again, he's put that on the, which is interesting because he has supporters like Caitlyn Jenner, who was born Bruce Jenner, but now it's Caitlyn Jenner. But he's a strong, strong Trump supporter as well as Republican. So I'm trying to understand here. It's interesting. It's interesting. But one thing that really, really pissed me off was the fact that he announced that he was he was going to be pardoning, pardon. I can't even say the word. He signed pardons for 1,500, over 1,500 people that participated in the January 6th insurrection. Okay, in the January 6th insurrection, the rioters who stormed the Capitol, who vandalized, who injured and harmed law enforcement officers. Some so bad that by the time they got to the hospital, guess what? Lost their lives, and lives were lost too on their end. But it was a violent act in their quote unquote protest, and some of the folks are calling them American heroes and whatnot. It's stupid. It is stupid. Let me try and find if I can find just some of the individuals that were okay. Perfect. I'm gonna show you some pictures of some of the people who had been pardoned. So one of those names were, I think he goes, I forgot what he goes. He was the guy that had the face paint and the moose hooks or whatever he had on his head. Uh he's getting pardoned. All right. He actually was carrying around government property. He broke into a government building. All right. He was a part of the crew that broke windows and all this stuff. It was pure tea trash. Pure tea trash. Um, I'll read this right here. A reporter from NBC News says here that Donald Trump's decision to virtually every person charged in the connection with the January 6th attacks, 2021 attacks on the U.S. Capitol, was made at the last minute, as the inauguration approached, and it surprised some of the supporters and aides. Um, he is who he is, a person who worked on Trump's transition team, told NBC expectations are sometimes set as best as can be expected, and sometimes they change quickly. There's one individual right there. Let me go forward. Okay. You see the gentleman holding the Confederate flag? Yeah. That was another gentleman who has been pardoned. Okay. To me, he looks like a danger to society. Because if you know the history behind that flag, you will know why. All right. Those are some of the folks who have been pardoned. Let me bring on another one. The former Proud Boys leader released from prison after receiving pardon from President Trump. Tara was sentenced to 22 years in prison in connection on the January 6th. He is among some of the 1,500 people either charged or convicted in the connection to the attacks. Throughout this journey, he said, we have steadfastly maintained the charges and the subsequent prosecution were politically motivated. Politically motivated, my ass. This is ridiculous. This is truly, truly, truly ridiculous. So I'll just be honest. Do y'all know the history behind Proud Boys? No? Okay, then let me go ahead and explain that to you. Give me 1 second. So, the Proud Boys are a far right, male only extremist group founded in 2016 by Gavin McInnes, a co founder of Vice Media. The group promotes itself as a pro Western fraternal organization, but it has gained notoriety for the involvement in violent confrontations, extremist rhetoric, and far right political activities. Let's see here. Okay, perfect. Belief and ideology. The group espouses ultra nationalist, anti-immigration, and anti-leftist views. Members of often promote Western chauvinism and reject political correctness. Although they deny being a white supremacist group, their actions and alliances were with other far right movements has drawn accusations of racism and bigotry. Okay, mention the January 6th. So that's some of the actions they have. Let's see here. I won't read any more from there because we don't have that kind of time. He has been pardoned. Alrighty. And bring another one for you. Bam. Oath Keepers leader Stuart Rose released from prison after conviction for his seditious conspiracy theories. Okay. That's another guy that has been pardoned. Interesting. Interesting. There's more. Oh, there's so much more. There's so much more. There we go, right here. This guy is considered the who is he? Self-styled QAnon shaman. All right, let me play this video for you all, and we'll talk on the other side. See if I can get that video a little larger for you all on the screen. There we go.
You wrote on X after you'd heard the news, "Thank you, President Trump. I'm going to buy some mother effing guns," because presumably now your record has been wiped clean. You are allowed to buy guns again. Is that what you're going to do? Have you gone out and bought them already?
Oh, yeah. Well, I want you to think about something. The mockingbirds in the media and the government demonized me. They made me social pariah. They attached things like QAnon, conspiracy theorist, white supremacist, insurrectionist, racist, homophobe, terrorist. They attached all those labels to my image. And then they imprisoned me for 27 months, 10 and a half in solitary confinement. And then they released me to the public as social pariah without the ability to own a firearm. So I can never really actually bring in a gun to a gunfight. I always have to bring a knife to a gunfight. And you do realize how wrong that is, right?
Jay, you pleaded guilty.
I pleaded guilty. So is this how we do things in England? I say, yes, yes. You can't see, the forest for the trees, my dear.
Why did you plead guilty then?
Have you ever been in solitary confinement before?
Tell me why you pled guilty.
I'm asking you the question, dear. Have you ever been in solitary confinement? The answer is no. Have you ever had the media and the government simultaneously mischaracterizing your involvement in some sort of a politicized travesty that is being used to actually circumvent the law and certify an election that in every way, shape, and form has all the hallmarks of a regime change and corruption. I mean, you've never been in my shoes. You don't want to be in my shoes. You're too afraid to be in my shoes. That's why you're behind the camera that you're behind, and I'm behind the one that I'm behind.
And that's why I'm asking you to give me an insight into why you pleaded guilty.
I just gave it to you. But it, like I said, you can't see the forest for the trees, my dear.
Explain it to me. Go on.
No. I am in no way, shape, or form obligated to explain anything to you, especially now.
What do you mean, especially now? Because you're a free man and you've been part. Well, you were released a little while ago.
Not just that. I've been vindicated more than once, dear.
You wrote on X.
What a true. Gosh, what this is. Did you hear the disrespect in that man's voice after the lady kindly just asked questions? She said, "You pleaded guilty." The horse and that. So he starts to mock her accent and says, "I'll get to buy my mother effing guns," because he's playing the victim. Let me tell you something. The man already had guns. The man's saying, I'm getting called as this violent, this racist, this is that. Well, you're definitely misogynistic. You're definitely a narcissist. What I expected. You're definitely a first class. I can't say the term that I want to say, but there's a lot of things I can call you right now. But for the sake of my professionalism, right, I'm not going to say it. This is one of the guys, folks, who has been pardoned thanks to President in Chief, a man who wants to unite people. Okay, a man that wants to unite people, bring people together. I want to play you this video of a let me see, is this it right here? Perfect, this is it right here. This lady who was is a bishop. Recently he was at President Trump was attending a church service, and a priest confronts Trump to his face. Didn't care who was in the crowd, didn't care if it affected her job. She said some stuff that really didn't, rub the right way on Donald Trump. Let me go ahead and play that for you all, and we will we're gonna chop it up and talk about that, because this one, man, that one made my day. That one really made my day. So let me go ahead and play that one for you all. See if I can pull that up for you. There we go.
Let me make one final plea, Mr. President. Millions have put their trust in you. And as you told the nation yesterday, you have felt the providential hand of a loving God. In the name of our God, I ask you to have mercy upon the people in our country who are scared now. There are gay, lesbian, and transgender children in Democratic, Republican, and independent families, some who fear for their lives. And the people who pick our crops and clean our office buildings, who labor in poultry farms and meat packing plants, who wash the dishes after we eat in restaurants and work the night shifts in hospitals, they may not be citizens or have the proper documentation, but the vast majority of immigrants are not criminals. They pay taxes and are good neighbors. They are faithful members of our churches and mosques, synagogues, wadara, and temples.
Let me pause that real quick. I don't know if y'all first noticed, for those who are watching, and I'll explain it for those who are listening, when she starts to bring that up, when she just first starts saying, look, everybody in our world is we are all one human race, regardless of if we come from different cultures, different religions, different sexual orientations. We're all one human race, right? She explains that there are people, our LGBTQ plus community children, brothers and sisters. And JD Vance, Vice President Vance, turns and looks at his wife, and he gets that snarky look, like, oh my gosh, I don't believe she's saying it. The funny thing is, the second lady, right, his wife, doesn't even make any eye contact with him. She just stares straight down, because deep down I feel like she feels a little uncomfortable in this spot. For one, she is a minority. Two, she is still very fresh and new to this whole political scene. Her husband was only a senator for maybe a year, maybe two. He wasn't a senator for long in Ohio, a U.S. senator. So she's still getting used to it. It's like it's all been moving pretty fast for her. She doesn't make any eye contact with him. She's saying it not just in front of Donald Trump and the vice president, but the whole Trump family, the elites, the corrupt, wealthy family, that is, all right. Because I'm sorry, Don Jr. is crazy as I don't know what. We already know how Trump is. I'm not going to speak for every single. I'm not going to speak for anybody else in their family. So I stand corrected to say the corrupt family. Let me take that back, because I don't know any of them. I don't know. I'm not going to say all of them. I'll just speak on behalf. I'll just speak of Donald Trump, Vice President JD Vance, Don Trump Jr., because he's been with some of the vocal ones, as well as Trump's daughter-in-law, who was, I don't know if she's still a co-chair of the RNC. I can't really remember. But those are some of the few vocal individuals there. So let me continue on this. And she talks about the immigrants, people who pick our crops, people who clean our office buildings, things like that. Let me continue that, because this girl's on fire right now.
I ask you to have mercy, Mr. President, on those in our communities whose children fear that their parents will be taken away, and that you help those who are fleeing war zones and persecution in their own lands to find compassion and welcome here. Our God teaches us that we are to be merciful to the stranger, for we were all once strangers in this land. May God grant us the strength and courage to honor the dignity of every human being, to speak the truth to one another in love, and walk humbly with each other and our God for the good of all people in this nation and the world. Amen.
Woo! Oh, the Don didn't like that. He did not. He did not like being disrespected, because he couldn't respond for the sake of this lady, for the sake of the bishop and the position she was in, the podium she was in. And he was pissed. He was upset. Some reporters had interviewed him after. He's like, it was very uncalled for. Now, of course, the whole conservative media is talking down on this lady, this bishop. Say, this is something. Oh, I thought the Republican Party was the party of faith, the party of, they're so holy now, they're so Christian. Oh, but now they coming after her. You hear me? Now they coming after her. Now they're shunning her. That lady her name is Marianne Edgar Buddy. She's the right Reverend Bishop of Washington. Okay. She has been in office since 2011, and her denomination is the Episcopal Church. She, good for her. Good for her, because what she's saying is absolutely right. Regardless of, look, I have friends that are that has voted for Trump. I can consider them Trump supporters. I have friends that voted for friends that voted for Democrats. I have friends that voted for third party. I have friends that are in all cultures, religions, sexual orientation. I'm a people person. I love all people. Specifically, God loves all people. That man said upstairs, look, thou shalt not judge. What this priest is saying is or this bishop is saying is, Mr. President, you are the leader of all people, not just for MAGA, okay? Not just for your, no, you are the leader of all people. You need to act like one. You need to start acting like one and having that mindset. Because here's the thing, y'all. For Trump, it's not people over politics. It's Donald Trump over people and Donald Trump over politics. It's all about him. It's all about what he wants. Some more highlights from the let me see how I'm looking with time. Damn, I'm running a little low on time. Let me go ahead and play this video showing what's his name? Elon Musk. Elon Musk went viral because he is seen doing a Nazi salute gesture on stage. And there's some clips that are not doing his justice. There's some clips that are showing him do it just once, but he did it consistently, and it's going viral because they're like, did he just do what I think he did? I reposted it on my Instagram, and let me go ahead and play that for you all. I'm like really rushing through a lot of these clips here. This was at the Capital One Arena during his inauguration day. Look at that.
My heart goes out to you. My heart goes out to you.
He does it twice. And folks are saying, well, maybe he didn't understand. Maybe he didn't know. Some, people on the conservative side that are or just supporters of Elon Musk are saying, I mean, come on. How many times has people made accidents that, like what they're saying the media is over exaggerated. Here's the thing. When someone flips the bird to you, what gesture does that imply? Okay. If I put my hand in the air like, hey, usually that implies what? High five, or I have a question if you're in a classroom. In the setting, you know exactly what a hand signal is. We weren't born yesterday. And the funny thing is, Elon is trying to save his tail by showing off clips from the Democratic Party, from like Obama to Kamala Harris to Hillary Clinton, showing, well, look, they did the same hand around the same angle. See, they did the same thing. Here's the thing. They showed a Kamala Harris one. She did not do it like that. And you can go on, I believe I saw it on Baller Alert on Instagram. You can find out the different ways other folks that he's trying to imply that said, oh, they did this, they did that. Totally different. Elizabeth, I think she was a U.S. Senator, Elizabeth Warren. She's literally saying hi, like, hey. It's the hi, it's the hey, how you doing? For we all know when you're wearing suits, you can't raise your hand but so high, especially for for women or for guys. You don't want to raise it too high, so their hands like, hey. The fingers, my friends, the fingers are like, hey. His was straight. And then on top of that, he taps the heart. And then come on now. We didn't grow up yesterday. So that was a bit odd. That was one highlight. Another one was but Congressman Byron Donald says this on live television. Let me go ahead and play that for you. I got a lot of clips to play before we close the show. He calls Donald Trump daddy. Okay, I thought I saw it. I thought I heard it all. I'm like, this man really just called this grown man daddy. Let me go ahead and play that for you. Is it? There we go. I'm like, where's it at? Where's my video at? All righty.
the numbers. He'll figure a way to do it.
It's not just going to be that. I mean, when Americans see deportations or repatriations happen, they're going to be like, thank you. When they see the border closed, they're going to say, this is what I voted for. When they see peace starting to like break out again around the world, they're going to be like, this is the stability that we were asking for. Daddy's back. And that's what you're going to see.
So you just see the numbers. He'll figure a way to do it.
It's not just going to be that. I mean,
Daddy is back. This grown man, black man called this white man, oh, daddy's back. Excuse me. I'm sorry. This is a lot. This is a lot. This is really a lot. I look, family, I've watched the whole festivities. I've watched it all to the point of, you had it indoors. You had it you had different events and festivities happening. For the last we got about 4 minutes left, and I might not have time to finish it, so I'll continue it on the next show. But here, because there's some more highlights I want to show, but let me go ahead and just play this clip. I'm gonna end it off by playing this clip of Stephen A. Smith criticizing folks that have criticized Snoop Dogg, that has criticized Soulja Boy, Nelly, those who have performed at the inauguration. Let me go ahead and play this soundbite real quick before we end this. And I got some things to say about Stephen A. So let me go ahead and play this for you all, and then we'll talk.
What if this person voted for him because they broke and they think he's going to put more money in their pocket? What if this person voted for him because they're in a crime-ridden neighborhood and they feel leftists aren't having the streets patrolled well enough? What if they want to call 911, but they live in an environment that people were supporting defunding the police? And as a result of that, you either have a paucity of police officers, or you have police officers that ain't that interested in protecting and serving because they don't want to get vilified. What if the job market mattered? There's a whole bunch of reasons why people vote the way that they vote. To sit up there and just blanketly state that you don't respect anybody that showed up for the inauguration, Soulja Boy ain't got no right to go make some money. They're different. Everybody quick to say, man, if it were me, it's a different way to make the money. You sure about that? Sure about that?
My friends, I'll continue playing the rest of this clip on the next show, but what he was implying was two things real quick. Keith Boykin was on CNN recently. He's a regular on there. He had said that he doesn't respect anybody that supported or voted for Donald Trump, right? That's his personal opinion. What Stephen A. Smith was saying was that, okay, there's other reasons why people probably voted for him. So to say that in that aspect, I agree with Stephen A., but he is missing the big picture. As far as for Soulja Boy and Snoop Dogg, it's nothing wrong. Look, because Stephen A. is a capitalist. I'm a capitalist, right? I have my, I have a lot of conservative views. I have a lot of liberal views. But when it comes to money, look, I'm all about getting that money. But here's the thing, Stephen A. Principle, my friend, principle. What he is saying is the fact that look at the timeline, look at the record of Donald Trump. In what case has he ever been loyal, showing civility to the black community? Oh, so somebody throws you a bone, you just gonna automatically love them like a dog? Come on now, Stephen A. Come on. Look, my friends, I'm really I got like less than like 30 seconds. But be sure to continue to tune into the Arrington Gavin Show Monday through Fridays, available on all digital and streaming platforms. Be sure to follow us on all social media platforms at the Arrington Gavin Show. We got great stuff coming forth for you. I will talk to you next time, my friends. Peace and blessings.